it's Laurin Seiden from New Development, and I just got a question today from a working mom that I'm going to answer. So she writes, I'm miserable in my job, but it pays really well. It's not just my company that I hate, it's the field that I'm in. I don't enjoy it like I used to, and I don't know if I should make such a drastic career change this late in my life. Shh, don't tell anyone, I'm 45 and I'm a single mom of 2. Is it too late to switch fields? And if I don't like the new field I choose, especially knowing my dream would be to start a clothing line for kids? And what if I don't like the new field I choose, especially knowing my dream would be to start a clothing line for kids? Thank you for your question. And let me see. I have a few things to share on this topic. The first would be, I think that no, it's never too late to switch career choices, to change tracks, to find a new passion, and something that really inspires you. And I think that that's a great example that you're setting for your kids, and that you're showing them what's possible, and that it's never too late, and that you're never stuck. And that's a lesson in learning that your kids can take throughout their entire life, as well as yourself, who you are very young. And the second thing, knowing that you're a single mom of 2 and you do have some level of responsibility right now, would be that, what is your level of conviction? It's like I would never want to tell somebody not to go start their own business, especially doing it myself. I started my own business right out of college, and a lot of people told me, you got job offers, take your job offers, and it was just very clear to me that that wasn't my path. I took one job, it didn't even stay there for 5 or 6 months, and I went off and did my own thing. So if you're really, really clear and you feel like you know the steps, and I'm not saying you're going to know everything because you absolutely won't, but if you feel like you know how it could provide some financial stability for you and your family, or you feel like you have enough savings to get you through, then I would never want to stop you and get in the way, because I think you should run with that certainty and you should take everything that you can with it, and then I could share with you steps to continue that and move forward with that, and what some strategies are with that direction. So that's one way. The second way, which is what I see more often, which is why I'm going to kind of go in this direction, is how can you start integrating into your current life with the situation that you're in, something that's more inspiring, something that has more of your dream, more of your creativity alive, more passion. So whether that's, I don't know if you make any clothing for kids, can you make some and start around your kids and your close-knit, community? And can you start selling that, and just building some buzz and some network around that, and a community with other moms and maybe like-minded moms, or who want some fun passion projects or some hobbies, or maybe some are really good and you could all integrate that. Like I helped a woman start a scrapbooking company once, so just, you never know what it looks like. So maybe there's something like that that you can do. Another way could be, hey, can you mentor? Can you find a place, one of your favorite close, local, nearby working mom clothing stores, or something that's in alignment, similar to what your dream is and what your vision is? Could you maybe go and work there a little bit on the side, or whether it's a full-time thing and something that you could then leave your current job to go do? That may be a great place to start. So that then you're kind of starting to integrate your passion, and that way at night or on the weekends, maybe scheduling in 40 minutes, an hour, something that's doable that you can get done every day once the kids go to sleep, that you can then start working on what it is you really want to create. And then when you feel like there's enough momentum in that direction and enough clarity in that direction, then go off on your own, and knowing that if you're more of the creative type, do you have somebody who has some business skill with you as a partner, or behind you, or guiding you, so that you can really stay on track, so it becomes profitable and not just something that you dump a lot of savings into, but you're not sure what's next with. So that would be my only one thing of caution, which is like, how are you getting guided into this? And is it something where you feel like confident that this is a business, it's a business that people want, and it's something that I really know how to market, how to sell, like there's a lot of steps, maybe how to manufacture if you're just doing your own clothing, do you have any online experience? So I'm not deterring you in any way. I would just say that make sure a lot of those pieces are in place before you make any drastic changes. However, I would say if you can, bring more of that inspiration and things that really do light you up around the clothing business and around children, or around what your vision is, like why is it the clothing business? What's so inspiring about that? First, can you bring that into your current day job at all? And if you can, that would be an awesome place to start, and then continue, like we said, something that you can do on the side as an add-on. Or then, take the step, like start working on your resume, start working on like all the reasons and all the value that you can add to these current clothing companies or stores or online stores. Like, what are some of the skill sets that you really want to learn, and how can you add value to those people that have those skill sets for now, so that you can kind of mentor along with them. So one of my first development projects that I did when I was 21, I bought a building with one of my best friends from college. But we actually, our first building, we did it with another developer. So we co-developed the project so that we could really learn. They were local in the area. Their family had been in the business. They had a network of contractors and team, and we were brought in, and we got to raise the money and get to go on site and watch that project unfold. And our second project, we actually purchased from them. So that way we got to go and be the developers and do our second project before we went off and learn the system and meet all the brokers and kind of like continuously learn. And in that phase, we were both just working out of our apartments until we got to the step where it was like, no, now we need an office. We're going to take it to the next level. So it's not that it had all unfolded exactly how the business would go, but it was like there was enough momentum in that direction that it naturally led to the next step organically, or we felt like there was also enough financial gain and benefit to make that worthwhile. And there's also times where I was like, I'm going to start life coaching, and I'm just going to jump in and start seeing clients, and not knowing if it was going to really be like a full-time business, or if this was just going to be something that I'm doing on the side, or you don't necessarily know how it's going to all look. So it depends what your purpose is. If this is something that just needs to be able to provide finances to you and your family, yes, there's a bigger vision, but you want to make sure it meets that outcome. Is this just something that's like your hobby and a passion project and excited, and something you can add in so you have more inspiration and creativity during your day-to-day job that already pays really well, and that maybe you bring more joy and enjoyment into that current day job? That's a possibility too. And then there's always, of course, the possibility of you're ready and you just jump on in and you go for it, and you know what? And you just trust because you followed your knowing that this was the right time. And I totally encourage you, when you're in that place, to just step through and take that step and do it. So wherever you are at, I hope that you find this helpful, so that I could kind of cover a little bit of where I see, and I'm happy to go further into the conversation with you. But I hope this is helpful, and feel free, please leave any comments or anything below. And I love getting questions from you, and the more specific that you can be in terms of like what's really going on in your life, then the better I'll be able to serve you. So thank you so much.